Hey guys, I am here to do the plan with me for this week. I don't know the dates. I am blanking and I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I am using the gamer kit. I am using the old format from SPC because I got it on a D-stash before she reformatted it. I decided to use the Black Prism Celestial foil bundle, and I also decided to pull in this like sparkly hollow blue because I thought it looked really good and it like popped against the black elements of this. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. I am gonna answer my last couple questions. I had a few questions from AbbyMariePlans that I didn't answer in my last video, so I'm gonna get to them now. Her first question was my favorite present I ever received. This is a hard question. Because like I am thoroughly, and we're like thoroughly a family of like I would rather focus my time and effort on the kids or like my other family members. But I will say that I was really surprised and really excited that my mom got me exactly what I wanted last Christmas, which was a Nespresso. And that was probably one of my all-time faves. So the next question is my favorite new to me shop. Um, hmm. I will say I have been a creature of habit and I have been shopping with the same people over and over again because I feel like I've kind of had a bad taste in my mouth from shops that I kind of try out and they kind of let me down a little bit. So I don't want to say that I'm never gonna like explore options and shop with new shops, but it's hard for me in that aspect. But I will say, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on her PR team, I have like loved her stuff from afar for a long time. But my Olive Studio stickers, she blew me away with her print quality and like the quality of the stickers. I've never felt anything like it. And her foil is top notch. And I think people don't realize how good her foil is. So, favorite food, pasta. I don't even have to like think about it. Um, I pasta and potatoes. I could eat pasta and potatoes like all the time, forever. Like so many different ways. It's just so good. Um, so I am just gonna get back into the plans here or the base here. So I didn't love like the deco pieces that came in the old gamer kit. So I just decided to use a flag for like where I normally put like the month script. And then so for the sidebar, I did something a little bit different. I whited out the lines and just put a header overlay instead of like a glitter header and then a header overlay because I thought it would kind of lighten it up a little bit. It wouldn't be like too dark, but you still get that celestial like foil overlay. So then here I am using a, what did I do? Oh, so I got the label sampler from the reformatted gamer kit. So I used one of those like squared off half boxes first, and then I think I used 3 boxes this week. So another header overlay, and then another full box. Another header overlay. And then I think I put just like another little small squared box. I didn't need it because I ended up having to cut off a pretty good chunk of the last full box that I put, but it was fine. I'm just getting my spacing is just have been weird lately, especially I've been doing my sidebar just a little different. So what do we do next? What do I do next? So I am taking a character sticker, kind of like I normally do. On the sidebar, we had the kids for the first time since before vacation, so I wanted to mark that. And it was also my husband's surprise birthday cookout, so I wanted to write that in after the surprise, like after it wasn't a surprise anymore. So now I'm just putting on some overlays. Again, I am using the blue hollow, like sparkly hollow foil bundle, and then I am using the black prism celestial. I also played around with like the deco bits to make the like monthly script like stand out a little bit more, and have some fun with that area. And then what I did with the header overlays was I used a like diagonal row of the celestial full box or header overlays that I used in the sidebar, just because I wanted to pull them in, and I thought like it would break up the blue a little bit so it wasn't like too busy. And then the rest I ended up doing the sparkly blue. And hey, did I actually do all the header overlays on camera? Wow, that's a first for me, guys. And then I didn't pull in any other foil. I just used these two, so I just kind of went back and forth. I do like using the framed overlay boxes on people, and I just kind of spread it out so it didn't have like too much blue next to each other, too much of the black prism, whatnot. And I also didn't mention this before, but I did the double box on Wednesday, Thursday because of how I wanted my extenders laid out, because I thought I needed one on Saturday for his surprise birthday cookout. And I haven't done that in a long time. But I am almost done. Like, the more that I stare at this, I love that black prism celestial on that 15mm strip. Like, it's probably my favorite part of the whole kit, if we're going to be completely honest. I didn't use any quote overlays, obviously, because I just used these fun foils. Which, using fun foils, I have so much fun foil, but using fun foil is hard for me to decide, and it's very out of my comfort zone. But I am going to finish laying the full boxes down. I don't really do anything else exciting. And then I will see you guys when I lay down the plans for the week. Hey guys, we are back to fill in the plans for the week. So I did a little bit off camera, like I added these deco bits, the foiled ones, off camera. I just had some fun and played around with it, but we're gonna get into it. This week wasn't like super eventful, so anywho, on Monday I have like so much stuff like all in my way. So on Monday, I had to take him to work always. Usually, like, he normally wouldn't work that day, but he ended up taking an overtime, which it was the week to take overtime because it was like insane. Like, he was making like double time and a half for working this day, so you know, you can't really say no to that. I do need to cut a little piece because this is an old SPC kit, so it does not have the little things covered. And then it was a work day for me. So I'm going to, it was like a weird work day for me. I feel like Mondays are hard, like just with work, because I end up like having to like split up my work day because of her swim. So we will do work. And then swim. So what am I gonna do? Let's see. So we'll do that one for, I actually was able to place product order before swim, which was nice. And I'm just gonna use this like little teeny sliver for swim. It is Monday, and I accidentally didn't have my video live. I put like the wrong, because I usually schedule it, but I had like the wrong date put, like the right time but wrong date. So my video for this week just went live. I usually do 8 a.m. on Mondays for my plan with me. I know I haven't been doing other videos besides plan with me. It's just because I don't know what to, like, I don't know what to put up, honestly. I need a little sliver for, I forget how much, like, I take for granted how much I love having the plain little things. And then we got swim. I just used, I don't really have like a ton of like really good swim stickers, so I just used like the running, like, I mean, I know what it is. So then after swim, even though I worked, I didn't end up getting a tea like normal, so I wanted to grab one before we were going to my mom's. To hang out for a bit, because that next day my mom actually was scheduled for her surgery, so But I'm gonna do this because then we, like I said, we went over to my mom's and swam and hung out. It was really nice. Like, especially because we don't get a lot of that because of like my mom's normal like work schedule is pretty like rough most of the time. Okay, that's too big. Is that too big? No, perfect. And then I was just exhausted that day. I didn't really get good sleep the night before, so wow, that was like a perfect color for my teacup. Probably could have just put this in a little thing, but it's fine. And then I didn't actually pull anything for swimming at my mom's because I was in my bed and I honestly just did not feel like I was being lazy and didn't walk over and get them. So I'm just gonna use this Coffee Monsters Co. little kiddie pool because my mom's pool is not huge. Like, you just kind of like sit in it. Then we will use a pool day from Kinsey. And then I'll just write at mom's. All right, so for onto Tuesday, or no, I have one more thing for Monday. What am I doing? Now on to Tuesday. Tuesday, like I said, it was my mom's surgery day. So I'm gonna put that in there. On a little like appointment label. And then this was the day that I might have talked about it a little bit in my last plan with me, but we had ordered the meal delivery service and we couldn't get a hold of them about it until Tuesday because they were closed for the holiday. And yeah, they did absolutely nothing. Just so irritating. Like, it's just so frustrating because it's like I guess, like, I don't know, maybe I'm expecting too much, but the person in the office had the time to walk over here and put a notice on our door that our lease is up soon. And she didn't have the common decency to like say, hey, you have a package over here. You might want to come get that. No, so, and when Anthony went over there, her whole thing was like, yeah, I don't know, sorry. And was like, here, you can have our corporate number, which, by the way, their corporate is unreachable. He called like 7 times. He pressed all of the options like on their phones and all of them went to an answering machine. So, you know, just lovely. But it wasn't a real fun time with the meal delivery service people either because they were like, yeah, we'll give you a credit, but you have to use your discounted boxes before you can even use the credit. And I was going to lose out on the cheapest box being the reason that I signed up for it. So I was gonna lose the pricing for the first box and then have to pay like $90 some to be able to use my credit. So I was just like, you know what? Issue me a refund. I'm not a fan. Like, I mean, I guess that's what I get for having it delivered here, because my Amazon packages, I don't even bother trying to get them delivered here because Amazon's horrible, like with our apartments. And yeah, so I guess that's what I get. So I also watched my nephew for a little bit that day, and then Anthony was off and he was like, I request a tea. So we went and got one after we watched him, and then we headed out to our local Kohl's because I needed to return my Amazon fail from last week. So put that. And then we had Panera that night for dinner. Which Panera's kind of expensive, but we end up doing like the meal deal, and then we'll have like leftovers to warm up for the next day, which is nice. And then I just was kind of like at my wit's end with everything over the last few days. It had been just emotionally draining for me. Let's put this half box in first. Yeah, it's been like, and honestly, it hasn't really got much better. Still like just emotionally drained. Work has kind of been frustrating, and I mentioned that in my last plan with me, that like ever since I got back from vacation, it's just, I can't win with work. So I kind of had a bit of an emotional breakdown. So I'm using one of my emo bears from Bubble Bear Studios. I feel like it fit the situation perfectly. So then on to Wednesday. Wednesday, so excited. I got to sleep in. Especially I take it for granted sometimes because I have to get him to work, like, because we share a vehicle. So, you know, it's hard being able to get a little bit of like rest, because I have a really hard time sleeping at night. Not because I'm not tired, it's just more, I can't shut my brain off. So this day, Mackenzie did have swimming, but she actually, and it was the one day I didn't have the vehicle. He took it to work, yada yada. And I didn't have the vehicle, and she rode her bike to swimming, and it was like 90 some degrees that day, and she doesn't listen to her mother about eating before she goes to her practice, and she got there and got sick from the heat. So, you know, it happens. All right, so I have to cut this a little bit. So thankfully, my stepdad had just brought my mom home from the hospital because she had to stay overnight. which her surgery went well. There was a lot of, but like I said, he was able to go grab my daughter, thankfully. But my mom's surgery went well. There was, because she's had quite a bit of, I think this, so her surgery was to repair her bladder, and also she had a hernia, but it was her third hernia, so she had quite a bit of scar tissue, and she's been not doing well. Like, you know, she's in a lot of pain, and she's been for a long time, and I don't think really anybody was taking her into consideration and like saying, hey, maybe we need to do a little bit more to find out what's going on with you. And she had a ton of scar tissue, so it was a little bit more complex, trying to clear the scar tissue. So I think that her recovery process is going to be a little longer than she had anticipated because of that. But you know, and it's like I kind of feel the same way. It's like you have to advocate for yourself, but it's frustrating, and I think I feel that like in the depths of my soul, because I've had a lot of trouble with like being listened to by my doctors, and it's just frustrating. And you kind of, and like I still don't really know what's going on with me because I'm not 100% still. But like I just got so frustrated and I was just over it that I kind of gave up trying and advocating for myself. But I have plans to hopefully start figuring everything out again, which that's a long-winded conversation, but I think I've struggled with that for a long time, as being like, because in October of 2019 I also had like, I think honestly like my problems might have started and stemmed from this issue that I had in 2019. So in October of 2019 I had like just started working for Menards, and I started like not feeling well. Like I was forgetful. Like my mom would have conversations with me and I wasn't really making sense. Like I was having trouble, I was forgetting things. And then I started having like these uncontrollable like mouth and facial movements, and like my mom, you know, I would see my mom every day, and you know, this is when I was living alone, and you know, she would see me and she was incredibly concerned. And then there was one day that I was somewhere and I couldn't remember where I parked my car in the parking garage, and I called my mom and I was just like bawling, and she was trying to talk to me and talk me through it. And eventually I did, like I was able to turn on the like car alarm and be able to find where I parked my car in the parking garage. But it was that day that I ended up going to the emergency room, and the first time I went to the emergency room, my mom took me and they were like, oh yeah, they did a couple tests and they're like, you're just stressed out. All of this is happening because of anxiety. And then it was like a couple days later, I was having still more trouble with like the mouth movements or whatever, and facial twitching, and like it was just like I was twitching really bad and I couldn't fall asleep. I was just having a terrible time. And the night before I went to the emergency room the next time, They were like, well, we want to examine you for a stroke. So that was another thing they were concerned about. And everything came back semi-normal, but they wanted me to talk to my psychologist, and like talk about my medicine to see if that was an issue. But I was also going to be following up with my primary care doctor to just make sure that it wasn't, you know, left not taken care of, whatever. So I had an appointment with, it was like telehealth with my psychiatrist, and after talking with me, and it was quite a long process. You know, we talked back and forth, and I had to make some phone calls, but she recommended me to be admitted for inpatient to like get off my meds in a safe, because I lived alone, in a safe environment, and not have to worry about having another episode and nobody being there, and or, you know, like changing medicine so fast that they didn't want me to be alone, or, you know, doing that alone. So I checked, they admitted me to an inpatient facility, which, you know, a lot of people think it's a negative and bad place, like, oh, you're crazy, blah blah blah, you need to go into the inpatient mental health facility. And it was just, in my case, it wasn't like that. You know, they're very helpful because you get around the clock care, and I didn't feel comfortable at home, and I was scared, and I didn't know what was going on with my body. And long story short was that I was having an allergic reaction to my psych medicine. But I think that's kind of maybe like what started all of it, because it never really, I got better after I got off the medicine, but I never really fully 100% like, not recovered from it, but I never fully like got better, I guess, because I still like kind of had some issues. And then it was like a year ago in April or May, that's when everything started, and I was hospitalized, and the MS thing kind of came up. And yeah, so, but I still, like I said, haven't really gotten any closure to it. I still don't feel 100%, but yes. So you guys missed a lot. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down below, where anything is from. Thursday, I had to take my husband to work. It was a work day for me, and it was a very frustrating work day for me. And then after I worked, I needed to go shop a little bit for my husband for his 30th birthday. I was just like, I hadn't had any time like apart to do it. But it was like frustrating too, because I get to the store that I was at and I forgot my wallet. Like, it was just like, it's like, of course I get there and forget my wallet. But thankfully I actually got my Apple Pay set up. I had not gotten it set up before. And okay, sorry. So I was out shopping for him, frustrated because I forgot my wallet. So I used this like silly losing your mind face. And then after that, after I picked him up from work, I was hungry for wings. So we went to Quaker Steak and got some wings. And then we went home and kind of just conked out and went to bed, because again, it's just emotionally and physically exhausted. So for Friday, but I guess I will say the one thing that, if you guys take away from my medical story and talking about my mom's surgeries and stuff, is advocate for yourself and your body. Seriously. Because you're important, and how you feel is important, and your health is important. Do not let anybody make you feel like, I mean, I still struggle with this daily, but don't let anybody make you feel any different. Like, I guess it's just, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but just always advocate for yourself and your body. You're worth it. But Friday morning, I usually don't work, but I had to, after the frustrating day yesterday, I had to look at Sam's Club for a shelving unit for my boss that they had been out of stock of, and I kept forgetting to go back and check. So me and hubby went to do that morning, and I needed to, like the bane of my existence, go get more fruit for the clubs. So the next thing I'm gonna put is, I wanted to make sure that I did a PR post because this weekend was Olive Studios anniversary or birthday sale. So I wanted to make sure that got up on time. Then we went to pick up the kids. We picked them up a lot earlier than we normally do, which was nice because on Fridays it can really be just a lot. Even though we meet halfway, still picking them up and then coming home, and by the time you eat dinner, it's just like you just go right to bed. So we just wanted a little bit of extra time with them, so we picked them up at noon instead of our normal like 3 o'clock, which was perfect. We did, before we went and got the kids, when I dropped off that fruit at one of the clubs, made sure to get ourselves a tea, which was funny because, story about it, we found perfect like insulated cups that fit the teas perfectly, so that when I'm like running around doing errands for work, if I end up getting one for myself, it doesn't like get watered down and warm super quick. Or like, you know, if we're having a day together, you know, we can grab one and not have to worry about it getting all warm really quick. So we were super excited to find those. So then me and Mackenzie, I kind of felt bad that we came and dropped the kids off, but I needed to finish just a couple more things for my husband's birthday stuff. So me and Mackenzie went out shopping for a little bit. Then when we came back as a family, we watched Kung Fu Panda, which was cute. I think they watched Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2. We were up kind of late that night because I was actually cooking for his surprise birthday cookout. So the way that we like kind of tricked him into it or whatever, so that he didn't know that it was for him, was his grandma was in the hospital during 4th of July. So his sister and I came up with the story that Mama wasn't able to go to the 4th of July festivities, so they were going to do something small again for her. And we hadn't seen them in quite a while, so it was just like an easy excuse to get down there, and he was super surprised. And it's so funny because I have this little panda sticker from one of the Bubba Bear little like wacky holidays, perfect for Kung Fu Panda. And then I was a little frustrated cooking the stuff that I was taking to the cookout, so I'm just putting that little face there. All right, so then for Saturday, let me take this piece of washi off. I like try to like train these boxes to like stay closed and open and stuff. Now it's just gonna fly open though. So let's just tape you to the table. Okay, so for Saturday morning though, it was her swim meet day. So I'm gonna put that in. She did super well. She kicked butt. But the funny thing is, we all woke up late and I did not come prepared for the swim meet at all, because we didn't have chairs and we didn't have sunscreen and there was no like shade or cover for us. So my loving husband went and got us sunscreen and chairs from my mom's, but I actually, while I was sitting there, I was like, you know what, I need to look up to get kids chairs and chairs for us so we don't have to like borrow them all the time. And I got a pretty good deal. I got them for I got 3 adult chairs, 2 kids chairs for 80 bucks, like less than 80 bucks. So I made that order while we were sitting there. And then we came home for a little bit to just kind of chill out before we made the drive to his family's. So I'm just gonna put this here that we came home and just relaxed for a second. And then this one for the drive. And it stinks that it's like an hour and 20 minutes to drive to his family's house, but you know, what am I gonna do? Do it this way? No, that looks silly. Okay, so I'm gonna put another one of these like foiled little exercising or running guys, because that's gonna look better. And then for that Target pickup order, just put the little bag for chilling out before we made the drive. I have this little squidge. And then for the drive, I have the car icon. Then I want to put a half box for his surprise. Then we had some good food off the grill, which was, I hadn't had like a good like grilled food in quite a while. Like there's just like something about summer grilled food. Like what color do I want to do? Let's do the green. And then I don't know how I want to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this one actually. And I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, that works. And then I'll do a little thing in between there. For the food. So after we ate, we bought like just a couple like small little squirt guns for the kids, and they were playing with them a little bit, and then it kind of got, it was like a whole family water fight. And I don't know how, but I ended up being like the biggest victim out of everyone. Like, I was sopping wet. It was ridiculous. I'm gonna put open presents first because I want a cute little box moment for our family water fight. Yeah, so it was like I ended up being the one that was just like freaking sopping wet, like insane. So I'm gonna put that there. But it was so fun. We just laughing, just having a good time. But then we forgot that the kids had shoes on, so we had to put the kids' shoes into the dryer. And that was not fun. And then we did we had some of our sparklers left over from Tennessee, and so we did a little bit of the sparklers before we headed back home. But it was nice. The kids did fall like immediately asleep in the car because they were tired, but they came home and went right to sleep, which I was like super scared. I'm like, watch them fall asleep in the car and then come home and not be able to fall asleep. Because it's like, you're not going to be able to keep kids awake for an hour and 20-minute car ride. And then when I got home, I happily, my Aura Estelle was delivered. I think it, like, the estimated shipping time said like the 16th or something, and I was super excited to see it in the mail that day. So so for the sparklers, I just use this little blue star. Oh crap, let's get backwards again. Ugh. Hold on. Okay, so I didn't really have anything perfect for the water fight, but I'm just gonna put this one of the the Coffee Monsters Co. in the bathing suit. And I had to switch, and I still did it backwards. I had to switch these two around because I could not get the cloud sticker off of the little thing, or the fancy labels. So we just did it backwards. So, you know, you have to just kind of roll with the punches sometimes. So then for Sunday, I did sleep in because sometimes, like, I was just, like when I have like long days like we did the day before, I tend to just kind of feel it 3 times the next day. So I did sleep in. I was feeling kind of bleh. It's just didn't feel fantastic. So I'm gonna put that there. But my honey did make us brunch, which was awesome. We didn't have it like early. Nobody actually got up early that day. Kids, I think, slept until like 9. That's awesome. Trying to get kids to sleep in. And then let's see. So for sleeping in, I have the Bubba Bear Snoring Bear with this little sleep in script. Can't really see the script. And then I got this like munchkin blob for Anthony cooking brunch. Have a little pancake stack, even though we had no pancakes. It's fine. And then I did have like a YouTube binge. I just took some time and just watched some YouTube, which good for the soul. Put this one here. And then after that, I started way later than I wanted to, but I did get some like filming stuff done, like super late actually. Usually, like I try to be way better than that. And then I needed to do my lists for work. So I always sit down and do my work lists on Sunday night for Monday morning. So for my YouTube binge, I just have this little foiled YouTube icon. This side though. And YouTube binge from Kinsey. For my YouTube, I have the Stick with the Plan Co. little upload computer, and I'm just using my film and upload scripts. And then for my work list, I have this computer screen from Carly Plans that I just put a little foiled paperclip icon over. So I'm gonna fill this out and I will be right back. Okay, here is the full spread all filled out. I'm in love with this spread. I love the way that it turned out. And I said this in my last video, this pen, you guys will see it coming up in a haul, is a game changer. I think my handwriting looks so much better than it has in forever. But yeah, I love this. I hope you guys loved it, and thank you guys so much for sticking it out for another video. Today I'm at 299 followers or subscribers, and I'm so excited about that. Thank you guys all so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.